Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I will be detailing all of the gubernatorial elections being held in 2020. There are 11 total races being held in the states this year. This map that you are currently seeing is a map of all the states where gubernatorial elections are being held, and it also shows the incumbent's party and their current status, and that is indicated with the color of their state. In Washington, the incumbent is Democrat Jay Inslee, and he is seeking a third term in office. Lauren Culp is the Republican nominee, but the state will likely stay in Democratic control. The governor of Washington has been a Democrat since 1985. In Utah, the current governor is Republican Gary Herbert. He will not be seeking re-election, but his lieutenant governor, Spencer Cox, has won the Republican nomination. Christopher Peterson is a law professor at the University of Utah and is running uncontested for the Democratic nomination. This governorship will likely be won by Spencer Cox, as it has remained in Republican hands since 1985, just like Washington. Republican Missouri Governor Mike Parson is running for a second full term in office, and State Auditor Nicole Galloway will likely win the Democratic nomination. Mike Parson was never elected to his position of governor. He was previously lieutenant governor, but became governor after the previous governor resigned due to threat of impeachment. Despite Parson not being an elected official and Galloway being an elected official, she will still most likely lose to Parson. Nonetheless, it will be a closer race than most of these, and the status of the race could still change from now until the election. North Dakota is most likely a lock for Republicans. Republican incumbent Doug Burgum is running for re-election. Shelley Lenz is the Democratic candidate. There isn't much of any polling on this race, which usually indicates that there is no need to spend money on polling because you can easily predict the results of the race. So I think that Republican Doug Burgum will win re-election here. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice is running for re-election. He originally ran as a Democrat but switched to being a Republican in the middle of his term. He will face Kanawha County Commissioner Ben Salango, who is the Democratic nominee. This race may prove to be interesting because Justice is the eighth most unpopular governor in the country right now. And we can see by the Republican primary results that a fair percentage of his own party does not support him because they did not vote for him. So that could mean a fair number of Republican voters voting Democrat for this election. Indiana's Republican governor, Eric Holcomb, is running for re-election. Woody Myers is the former health commissioner of Indiana and the former health commissioner of New York City. He is the Democratic candidate, and it is highly likely that Eric Holcomb will win re-election. In Delaware, Democratic Governor John Carney has filed for re-election. The Republican primary is a large field, including 2 state senators. And no, that is not the Scott Walker that you are thinking of. That is just some guy who thinks that he has the chance of becoming the governor of Delaware, even though he hasn't set up a campaign website to get campaign contributions from. But it won't likely matter who the Republican candidate is because this governorship will likely stay with John Carney. Democratic Governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, is running for re-election. North Carolina is considered a swing state that typically leans slightly towards Republicans. Nonetheless, Roy Cooper will probably win re-election against Republican candidate Dan Forest, who is the current lieutenant governor of the state. Cooper is winning in most polls and is predicted to win re-election by most sources. In New Hampshire, Republican Governor Chris Sununu is running for re-election. The Democratic nominee is the New Hampshire Senate Majority Leader, Dan Feltus. Despite New Hampshire usually leaning slightly towards Democrats, Sununu will probably hold on to his seat due to his high approval ratings and poll numbers. In Vermont, Republican Governor Phil Scott is seeking a third term in office. The Democratic nominee is David Zuckerman. the Lieutenant Governor of Vermont and member of the Vermont Progressive Party. Despite Vermont being one of the most consistently Democrat states in the country, Governor Scott has great approval ratings and poll numbers. The final race this election is in Montana. Incumbent Governor Steve Bullock is leaving office due to term limits and is running for U.S. Senate. His lieutenant governor, Mike Cooney, is the Democratic candidate. He will be facing Republican Greg Gianafort, the U.S. representative for Montana's at-large district. Gianafort has been leading in the polls, but it is still a very close race. Gianafort may have the advantage because he was recently elected to statewide office in 2018, and Cooney hasn't been elected to statewide office since 1997 when he was elected to his final term as Secretary of State of Montana. Steve Bullock has good approval ratings and may help Mike Cooney if he campaigns with him. This is really the only race that I cannot confidently predict. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like it if you liked it, and make sure to dislike it if you did not like it. Goodbye.